The grasslands are never truly silent. Even on a still night, when the wind lies flat against the earth and the stars burn without flicker, something moves. A shape glides between the stalks, tall enough that the tips of the grass brush its chest. It moves as if each step is measured against a rhythm older than the land itself. Rust against black, a flame slipping through shadow. It does not hurry. It does not call. Yet its presence travels far beyond sight. Somewhere, invisible threads are cast into the air, chemical signals riding unseen currents, messages that can drift for miles before being read. Here, the story of this hunter is not written in sound or shape, but in scent. And in the open expanse where eyes fail long before noses do, that is a language as sharp as any cry. A language that may outlast the voice of the grass itself. South America's high plains and sprawling grasslands are vast, open arenas. Few predators choose solitude here. Hunting alone in this place means relying on traits honed over thousands of generations. Speed without waste, vision sharpened to catch the twitch of a rodent, and legs stretched to a length that seems almost improbable for its body. These long limbs, so unlike the stocky frame of most canids, lift its body above the grass, granting a vantage point over the shifting sea of vegetation. Evolution has bent its design towards stealth and reach, shaping a predator that thrives where cover is scarce. But it is not just form that marks this hunter. Its world is defined by scent. Not the passing whiff of prey, nor the stale trace of yesterday's movement, but a deliberate signature, a territorial mark laid down with intention. Each deposit carries layers of information: age, sex, health, even hormonal state, read by others as clearly as printed words. In the ecological theater of the grassland, where sound can draw the attention of both rivals and prey alike, scent is the quiet script that communicates without betraying position. For the maned wolf, this chemical language is survival itself. The mystery lies in how far this language reaches. Field researchers have documented scent marks detected far beyond what wind models predict, suggesting that in certain conditions, these chemical messages can drift across multiple kilometers intact. It is not a shout carried by chance, but a precise engineered broadcast. And yet, this is a solitary predator. Territories can span hundreds of square kilometers, with individuals rarely crossing paths. Why then invest so heavily in a message that might not be read for days? This paradox has driven decades of inquiry. Chemical communication is ancient in the animal kingdom, but its persistence in large, solitary carnivores is rare. For the maned wolf, it seems to bridge the gap between absence and presence, keeping rivals at bay, signaling readiness to mate, perhaps even maintaining a social network spread thin across the open land. In evolutionary terms, it is a remarkable commitment to an invisible thread of connection. Some researchers suggest the behavior is a direct adaptation to the challenges of solitary living in the grassland. With vast territories and infrequent encounters, scent marking becomes a low-cost method of establishing boundaries and avoiding costly conflicts. Others propose it plays a role beyond competition, that it could coordinate breeding cycles, aligning the rare opportunities when two individuals' paths cross. A third school of thought sees it as part of a broader ecological signal, an olfactory landmark for multiple species, shaping the movement of prey as much as peers. None of these theories exclude the others. The truth may be a weave of all three, each thread strengthening the tapestry of survival. What complicates the picture is the potency of the scent itself. Field accounts speak of a pungency so strong it can be detected by humans from considerable distance. The composition includes sulfur-containing compounds, unusual among canids, which may give the mark greater persistence in open air. This chemical intensity hints at a fine-tuned evolutionary process, one that balances conspicuousness to intended receivers with deterrence to potential competitors or even predators. Yet the heart of the mystery remains. The maned wolf's territory is a living map of these chemical messages. Paths crossed not by bodies, but by scents drifting in the night. Every mark is a statement of existence, laid down in a world where being seen is fleeting, but being smelled can last. It is a survival strategy written on the wind, in molecules that linger where the hunter has passed, a ghost trail of presence in a land built on absence. And perhaps that is why the image of this predator lingers with those who study it. Not for the striking legs, nor the burnished coat, but for the reminder that life in the open does not always announce itself in sound or sight. In a place where the horizon swallows all, the story is carried not in a voice, but in a breath. Somewhere tonight, that story is moving, silent, invisible, untraceable to the untrained mind. It may drift for miles before it finds its intended reader. It may never be read at all. But it is there, suspended in the air above the grass, proof that survival can be built on messages only the wind can carry. And in the language of the grassland, that may be the loudest voice of all.